Hello, I'm live, I think. A little early because I couldn't find where to find links for upcoming streams. So I'm going live early so I can share share the link and let people know I'm live. Where am I not live? What is happening? What is happening? This is certainly very interesting. If anyone's here, please let me know if I'm live. I'm gonna work this out, and the next time we do reading sprints, I'm gonna be so professional and put together you won't even know what hit you. I'm just kidding, that's probably not how it's gonna be. But I'm gonna do my best, as I always do. Oh, thank you. That is good news. So why can't I see my own stream in my apps and share the link to it is what I'm wondering. I'm just like sitting here with my phone and trying to find the link so I can share the link with people. But I'm very pleased that at least you are here. That's nice. So welcome to tonight's spontaneous reading sprints. So the way reading sprints work, if you have never done them before, is that we chat for a little bit, 10-15 minutes perhaps, depending on how chatty we are feeling. And then I have a timer set up and ready to go. We're gonna read for 40 minutes. And when the 40 minutes are up, we will chat a bit again, talk about how it went. What did we read? Is it good? How are we feeling? What kind of drinks are we having? I am having a Pepsi Max Lime, which is my poison of choice. I've actually already had one today, and I normally try to not have more than one per day, but it's Friday and I wanted it, so I got it, and I will make no apologies, I say, as I was definitely defending myself, even though no one was attacking me. So I guess I make a little apology. I don't know. I know it's not good, but it could be worse. That's my excuse. Yeah, I don't understand why the stream isn't showing up on my end anywhere. That is a bit concerning. But if you're watching it, I assume you have the link. Could you send the link to me in a private message, perhaps? Can you please link me to my own stream? That would be really great, and I would appreciate it, because I do want to let people know about the stream. I just clicked share. What? Oh, there we go. Okay, thank you so much. Now I can let people know. Reading sprints. Woo. Because it's Friday, so you gotta woo. Reading sprints woo. And I do have an Instagram story ready to go if I can just find the link option there. Come hang. Dooby-doo. There we go. Okay. Now I have shared the links and I can completely focus. I say and go completely silent Can you hear the background music, by the way? I figured that would be good, since I know myself and I know that I'm gonna like brain freeze is the wrong word to use, but I'm gonna like start buffering and not be able to do words for a few seconds, which I know is bad when you live stream, but I feel like I should still be able to live stream even if my brain needs to buffer sometimes, and to say otherwise would be ableism. I don't know. I cut my hair today, and the it's a bit patchy. It always ends up a little patchy. The music is pretty quiet, but you can hear it. That's good. That's what I wanted, because I didn't want it to overpower me, of course. But yeah, just something, so it's not completely silent. And then it can be nice to have when you're reading something like in the background. Or would it be better to have complete silence when we're reading? Let me know what you think about that. And also let me know about your beverage, because I assume you are hydrating in some way, because it's getting hot out, and it's always important to hydrate, but it's especially important when it is hot. And soda does count as hydration. It's not as good as water, obviously, because water is the best. But soda does count as hydration, unlike coffee or alcohol, which does not count as hydration. And if you're drinking alcohol when it's warm in the summer, you need to be diligent and drink water. Wow, we're like 7 minutes in, and I'm already doing a mom friend lecture. My bad. I'm just trying to keep talking. So I think I'm gonna keep talking until 15 past 10 where I am, so 10 more minutes. And then we're gonna start reading and read until, yeah, for 40 minutes. No, not even water. But it's cold and rainy, so you're excused for not drinking water constantly, I guess. I haven't actually decided what I'm gonna read for the sprints. I'm reading entirely too many books at the moment. Yeah, it's a lot. But the novels I'm currently reading, I feel like it's Friday night and I could stand to read a novel. Although I am quite, I don't know, I'm tempted to continue with In Defense of Lenin, Volume 1, which I've read 2 chapters and it's really, really good so far and really interesting. I'm also extremely tempted to continue with The Black Jacobins because it is a banger. It's so good. These are novels, both in Swedish translations because I thrifted them, and thrift shops in Sweden tend to have a lot of Swedish books. But this is The Night Watch by Sarah Waters, and I'm not that far into it, but Sarah Waters is usually good. I've read a couple of her other books. She writes a lot about lesbians, and then she wrote one book that didn't have any lesbians, and I kept waiting for the lesbians, and they never appeared. So I was quite sad, but it was still a good book. It was called The Little Stranger, and it's like a gothic, weird house type of book, and I do love a weird house. And then I have a star called Henry by Roddy Doyle, which is about a poor boy who grows up to be a poor man and fighting in the Easter Rising. So I'm not super far into this either, but it's been really good so far, and I'm excited to see where it goes. I mean, I know the like basic outline of the history, so I guess I know where it goes technically, but you know, I'm excited to see what happens with a specific character and how Doyle attacks, handles the subject. Yeah, tackles the subject, I think is the word I was trying to use. But words are hard. I think I want to read this. That seems like a good middle ground between all the political nonfiction I have in this novel, which I'm not entirely sure. I think, like, this one does have lesbians, I am sure. And one of the main characters seem to be butch, gender nonconforming, in any case, which I love for me. People always say that it's nice to see feminine queer women in, like, media, to counter the stereotype. And I don't know, I just wonder where all the butches are in all the books and the TV shows. Because I feel like that's actually more rare to see. Excuse me. Because, you know, if you're not feminine and skinny and conventionally attractive, then why would anyone watch the thing? I'm being sarcastic. But yeah, I don't know. I just don't feel like it's very, like, subversive to completely fit the beauty standard and then be like, oh no, it's so brave of me to wear makeup and high heels and do exactly what is wanted of me as a woman, because there are some queer women who are more masculine and gender nonconforming. Like, it just weirds me out. There's nothing wrong with being feminine. That's not what I'm saying before anyone goes twisting my words. It's fine to look however you want and do whatever you want. But it's, yeah. I just want more butches in my life. Is the main point, I think. I feel like it's a similar sort of thing for gender nonconforming men and femininity. Kind of like it's all or nothing. Like, femboys and very effeminate, flamboyant sort of male queerness have become much more widespread / accepted, but there seems to be far less attention for queer men who want to dabble with it a little. I can see that. I feel like I don't have an immediate, like, I don't have any immediate data available in my brain to say, oh yeah, I have experienced a similar thing. But I can see that being true. I just don't know. But I also feel like there's a similar thing there happening where, like, oh, it's so unique and brave to be a gay man without being feminine and flamboyant, as if that's like a super prevailing norm, when in reality, you know, masculinity and whatever people put into that is very much highly valued, even within the queer men community. Like, the flamboyance is still not loved. I'd agree with, like, it's more accepted than it has been in the past, but masculinity is still very much, like, highly valued. And yeah. dabble with a little femininity without going to the same extreme with it, I guess, if that makes sense. Yeah, it does. I guess maybe people don't like notice that in the same way. Maybe that's something. I don't know. What's happening? Okay. So we're gonna start reading in 2 minutes. And I am excited to keep reading. Where did I put the book I was gonna read? Here. There we go. Okay. I also still have The Letters of Van Gogh out, even though I finished reading it, because I want to tab some of the things I've underlined, because I have a video in the works where I want to talk about the book and some of my thoughts about it. It was really a really great read that I would recommend to any artist. Okay, there we go. The book stack is in place, and okay. Now I'm just waiting for the time to change. Yes, you really get at the point I'm trying to articulate about male queerness. I think vis-a-vis leaning too hard into either masculinity or femininity, when I think a balanced approach is key. I assume you mean like key for you, for the type of expression you enjoy. We can talk more about gender, I guess, when we have read, because it is now time to read. Let's see if I can do this smoothly. I can. All right. I will see you in 40 minutes. I hope I didn't miss the end by too much. I was reading. It's really tense. We have gotten to the Easter Rising now, and I mean, obviously, I know how it ends, but it's still action-packed scenes. So yeah, but it's kind of unique because Henry, this protagonist, doesn't actually care that much about Ireland. He grew up on the street, and he basically just wants to fight for whatever. And he ended up in the Citizens Army, I believe it was called. Correct me if I'm wrong. That's what they have translated it as in this Swedish translation anyway. Speaking of, I do wish I was reading this in English, because like the translation is mostly fine, but particularly in some dialogue that's meant to be like slang, it's just really awkward to read what they have chosen to replace stuff with. It just, yeah, it's just a bit weird, you know. But I am enjoying it. It's a lot of bad things are happening to Henry, of course, but he has learned to read. James Connolly has taught him how to read. So, like that for him. So what I'm taking from this is that most of the book is going to be about the after times. Honestly, I think I'm just gonna throw us into another sprint, and so I can keep reading. Maybe I'll finish this tonight. We'll see how long I can stay awake. I do need to make a snack at some point pretty soon. So maybe I'll throw us into a sprint and I'll make a snack and then keep reading. And I will have a longer talking break next time. Okay? Okay. Let's go. Oh, I see. Hold on. Yeah, there we go. Okay. See you in 40 minutes. Okay. There we go. I've had my oatmeal and I got to read a bit more. Things are still intense, and there was this really great quote that I wanna tell you about. Please feel free to let me know what you were reading and how it's been going. So here's the quote. We didn't have anything against Englishmen or Scots or the Welsh. We were fighting in a class war. Yeah, man. Hell yeah. I love that. There was a bit where some of the more petty bourgeois members of the volunteers were upset because people were looting the shops, and they were like, "It's Irish property," and yeah, the poor and the workers who weren't as concerned with property were like, "Get a grip." These are Irish businesses. Yeah, they're businesses. Class war. So I'm still very much enjoying this book, but I'm a little sad because James Connolly has been shot in the leg now, so I assume we're rapidly approaching his demise, and that's obviously tragic. I knew it was coming, but still. It's 20 minutes to midnight for me, but I'm tired in the sense that I'm fatigued, but I'm not like sleepy. So I'll probably be awake for a while. I don't know how much longer I'm gonna be streaming. I think at least one more sprint, because I do want to keep reading. And maybe a bit of a shorter one, because I should, even though I don't want to go to sleep, I shouldn't be awake too late. So the next one, we'll do 30 minutes. Not too much reading, vegetating. That is also very good. Quick look through a few pages of self-care for people with ADHD. Have you learned anything useful from that? That sounds interesting. But yeah, vegetating and decompressing is definitely good and valid to do. Sometimes you can't take in any more stimuli. You just need to not. You know what I mean? I'm sure you know what I mean. I feel like the camera view here shouldn't be as dark as it is, because I have a big light on and I have a ring light and I have my reading lamp, but it looks a little dark. Maybe it's the webcam that isn't the best, but it works. And I'm really excited to be able to do this kind of thing more often. Because yeah, did I say at the start of the stream, I have a new laptop, finally. Like, my old one was from 2012, so she's 12 years old this year. Very tired, and I think she would have died if I tried to live stream. But now I can stream and do reading sprints, which I love. It's nice to do these virtual hangouts with people, and it's a great excuse to read. By Sasha Hamdani, PhD. Lots of helpful bite-sized tips in various categories. Mostly been review so far, but still a very useful overview that's comprehensive yet concise in a pocket-sized book. By review, did you mean overview? I'm a little confused, but that sounds good. Comprehensive yet concise. That's impressive writing. It's not easy to do. That reminds me of the Communist Manifesto, which is also very comprehensive yet concise. So it's must have been a review for me as in stuff I was already familiar with. Okay, I see. So, repeat. I guess I don't hear the word review used in that sense very often, so that's probably why it threw me off. The character limit in chat means I can't quite be as verbose as normal. I think that could be good practice. Practice being concise. No, I'm sorry. You can just send multiple messages. Or multiple chats, I should say. So you can use all of the words that you want to. I mean, I don't know. I can certainly sometimes ramble on, but I enjoy trying to find the most precise way to say stuff. But the kind of weird downside to that is that when I say the concise version that I think is super clear, and someone asks for more, it sometimes throws me off completely because I'm like, what do you mean? I have said this in the clearest way possible. I don't know what else. I don't know how to make this clearer. But then you just gotta use a few more words, and it's usually fine. But communication is interesting that way. You can say something and think that you're being extremely clear, and the person you're talking to can be confused. Regardless, which can be very frustrating. But I don't know, it's just fascinating to me, human communication, and all the intricacies of it. I'm kind of having second thoughts about doing another sprint. Because now I am starting to feel a bit tired. And I have been streaming for almost 2 hours. So maybe that's enough for like a first reading sprint. And I'm sure I will do it again soon. Because now that I have the option, who knows how much I will be sprinting in the future. I'm gonna do that and say goodnight here. Thank you for coming to hang out. It was really fun to hang out and a good time reading. And I will Jesus, I clearly need to end this now. Thank you for coming. It was good. Have a good night.